What could be the effect of Android 17's wish on the Super Dragon Ball? But before we start, please like our video, thank you. The first panel indeed began on the planet Sadala, where Caulifla, Kale, Angel Vados, and Champa were present. Where Caulifla wanted to learn a secret technique from Champa. But at that moment, Champa suddenly felt an extremely strong earthquake, but Caulifla thought that this was Champa's technique, and she also thought that this was the new technique Champa would teach her. So she quickly prepared. But Vados and Champa were wondering why Beerus was in their universe. In the next panel, the scene shifts to Universe 11, where Topo, Makarita, and Belmod are currently present and seem to be having a conversation. But just a few seconds later, they also felt an extremely strong earthquake, and Belmod sensed Goku's ki here. The angel spoke up and said that it seemed Goku was indeed very close to them. On the other hand, the scene shifted to the planet Earth, where the mortals were also feeling an extremely strong tremor. While Krillin was calming the people from the earthquake they were feeling, he spoke up and said, "Is that you, Goku?" Due to the overwhelming strength of his ki, it was felt on their planet. Krillin suspected that Goku seemed extremely angry at that moment. And in the next panel, we will see Goku currently unleashing an immense amount of ki, and the same goes for Beerus. In the next panel, the scene shifts to the planet Beerus, where Whis and the Oracle Fish are currently present, and it seems like they are watching the fight between Beerus and Goku. But at this moment, someone called Whis. This is indeed from Shin. He spoke and told Whis to excuse him for the disturbance, but the whole universe is shaking, and he can feel the ki of Beerus and Goku, and he said he could feel the incredibly strong aura of the two, so he asked if he could know what those two were doing. Whis then spoke up and said that this is indeed the final stage of Goku's training. And in the next panel, the scene shifted to Goku, where we see him currently using Super Saiyan Blue. But while Goku was standing here, Beerus attacked with a powerful Hakai, but Goku quickly dodged it. And here, the two quickly attacked each other. After the explosion, Beerus thought the battle was over, but within seconds, Goku quickly cleared the smoke covering him and swiftly charged from behind Beerus. And he prepared an extremely powerful wave blast that hit Beerus directly, causing him to be thrown far away. We can see here that Beerus was really hit directly by Goku's attack. It's as if he lost consciousness. While Goku was standing here, in just a few seconds, something suddenly grabbed his face. This was none other than Beerus. And at this moment, he was already preparing to use his Hakai, which he was really going to launch directly at Goku's face. And at that moment, Goku quickly disappeared and flew away from Beerus, but Beerus quickly chased after him. They ended up on various planets. Beerus is still chasing after Goku. But at this moment, Beerus managed to grab Goku's foot, and Beerus really wound up and threw it with such force that Goku was sent flying a great distance, and while Goku was in the air, he could really feel the strength of Beerus's attack on him. Due to the force of the throw made by Beerus, Goku ended up on the planet Taco Taco, where there are also mortals living on this planet. At this moment, Goku has landed here, and he truly felt the strength of the impact of his fall to the ground. There was indeed a mortal here who witnessed Goku's fall from the sky. But on the other hand, Beerus was already preparing a massive Hakai here and was planning to finish off Goku along with the planet Taco Taco. But at that moment, Goku slowly stood up, saw Beerus preparing his attack, and even the mortal, so he immediately shouted at them and told them to leave the area. In less than a few seconds, Goku flew again to charge at Beerus, who was currently preparing an extremely powerful attack. While Goku was flying here, he was thinking about why other planets had to get involved in this, but when he looked at his leg, the mortal was there, currently clinging to Goku. But Lord Beerus spoke up and said, "Get ready, Son Goku." And within seconds, Lord Beerus unleashed a massive Hakai that directly hit Goku. In the next panel, the scene shifts to the planet Beerus, where Whis and the Oracle Fish are currently present. Whis spoke up and said that it has been 3 minutes since the battle between Beerus and Goku started. The Oracle Fish then spoke, saying that the long battle of Lord Beerus is truly astonishing for a mortal from planet Earth. But Whis seemed to have a bad feeling about the ongoing battle between the two, so he was planning to join in. But then, the Oracle Fish suddenly fell asleep, and while sleeping, it spoke and said that universe consequences. You yourselves are creating our downfall and bringing about our own end. Because of what the Oracle Fish said, Whis became worried and mentioned that it might be related to the ongoing battle between Goku and Beerus. We all know that the Oracle Fish has the ability to predict the future. And the first panel, the scene transitions to planet Earth, where we find Mr. Pogi speaking to those around him. He announces that the powerful earthquake has finally come to an end. Standing beside him are Bo, Chi-Chi, Videl, and his granddaughter Pan. The atmosphere is bright and cheerful, almost as if they are celebrating a birthday party. Despite the recent chaos, there is a sense of relief and happiness shared among them. Meanwhile, the next scene shifts to Piccolo and Gohan, who are currently together in a more serious setting. Piccolo begins the conversation by stating that Goku's training has finally been completed, and there is a strong possibility that he will be able to return to Earth soon. Gohan responds thoughtfully, saying that he might resume his own intense training again, since the future is uncertain and threats could arise at any time. Piccolo, clearly encouraged by Gohan's words, expresses how glad he is to hear that. He reminds Gohan that continuing his training is crucial for the protection of Earth and its people should any danger ever appear. Piccolo then asks how Gohan's studies are going, to which Gohan replies that he'll find a way to manage everything, balancing both his training and education. In the following panel, the focus shifts to planet Piscine, where Vegeta is currently training alone. The environment around him is intense, and it's clear from his expression and posture that he is completely dedicated to his goal. He is training with unwavering seriousness, determined to become the strongest warrior in existence. Every move he makes radiates intensity and purpose, showing how far he's willing to push himself to reach new heights. The next scene takes us to the planet Taco Taco, where Goku is seen facing off against Beerus. A moment earlier, Beerus had unleashed a tremendously powerful attack on Goku. Amazingly, Goku managed to stop it just in time. As he catches his breath, Goku says that if he hadn't been able to stop that attack, the entire planet, home to countless mortals, would have been destroyed. Beerus calmly acknowledges that this is true, adding that he was only performing his duties as a god of destruction. Despite the danger just faced, Goku turns to reassure a nearby mortal companion, telling them not to worry and that everything will be all right. However, right after speaking those words, Goku collapses, having lost consciousness from the battle. At that point, Beerus speaks once more, this time with a tone of admiration. He admits that no mortal has ever challenged him in the way Goku just did. In fact, even among the rare and powerful gods of destruction, few have ever forced him to use the kind of power he had to summon today. Yet, even though Goku has lost consciousness, Beerus acknowledges that Goku has already reached a level of strength that cannot be denied, a level worthy of divine recognition. While Goku lay unconscious, his thoughts were far from still. Even in this state, his mind was filled with images of the people who inspire him, the ones who give him strength and motivation to push through every challenge and hardship he has ever faced. Despite being unconscious, Goku was fully aware of his inner struggle. It felt as though he were submerged underwater, his body overwhelmed by an intense thirst and heaviness. But amidst that sensation, something stirred within him. An immense surge of ki energy began to rise from deep inside. While Goku lay unconscious, his thoughts were far from still. At that very moment, Goku's eyes snapped open. He had regained consciousness. Instantly, he moved with such incredible speed that he managed to teleport the mortal who had been with him safely back to their home planet, so swiftly and silently that even Beerus didn't notice. Then, in another flash, Goku appeared behind both Whis and Beerus without either of them sensing his presence. His power had evolved to such a degree that he had become virtually undetectable, even to gods. Now fully awakened, Goku lifted an enormous planet using nothing but the force of his Kai, and not just that one planet, but the neighboring celestial bodies around it as well. His ki energy radiated outward in waves, spreading across the vastness of space and enveloping the massive planets nearby. It was at this point that Beerus finally sensed Goku's presence again, and the sudden spike in power truly shocked him. Without warning, Goku launched a barrage of powerful attacks, targeting the large planets and using them to direct his energy toward Beerus. The attacks hit their mark directly, catching Beerus completely off guard and triggering a massive explosion that lit up the battlefield. As the dust settled, Goku stood silently, watching Beerus from a distance. He believed for a moment that the fight might be over, but before he could even take a breath, Goku felt a hand suddenly grab his shoulder. It was Beerus, still standing and very much conscious. In this moment, the full weight of Beerus's power became clear. Energy radiated from him in overwhelming waves. He looked at Goku with an expression of surprise and respect and told him, "I can't even remember the last time I had to use this much power. You should be proud of what you've accomplished." However, Goku wasn't done yet. He pulled away quickly, putting some distance between himself and Beerus. His expression turned serious, focused. In response, Beerus chuckled and said that compared to his own speed, Goku was still moving like a turtle. But Goku wasn't discouraged. Instead, he took a stance. His hands moved into position as he began preparing his signature technique, the Kamehameha. The air crackled with energy as Goku gathered power, ready for the next stage of this intense and extraordinary battle. At this point in the battle, Goku is preparing to unleash an incredibly powerful Kai attack, one that would draw upon every ounce of strength he has left. His energy is surging, building up to a final, overwhelming blast. As Goku gathers this immense power, Whis observes quietly but then speaks up, noting that Beerus has now pushed himself to use not only the Ultra Instinct technique, but also his God of Destruction power simultaneously. This combination is extremely rare, showing just how serious the situation has become. Beerus then speaks as well, casually commenting that he needed to shake off some of the rust from his body, implying that it's been a long time since he was forced to fight at such a high level. Despite Beerus's calm tone, the tension in the air is palpable. Goku, now fully charged and ready, begins to initiate the release of his devastating attack. However, just as the moment arrives, something unexpected happens. Due to the sheer magnitude of power he has summoned, Goku collapses, completely losing consciousness. The strain on his body has simply become too much to handle. Both Whis and Beerus are visibly shocked. Beerus, surprised and almost disappointed, says that just when the battle was starting to become truly interesting, Goku suddenly passed out. But what stunned him even more was the state of his own planet. In the aftermath of Goku's energy release, Beerus realizes that his planet has been nearly destroyed, left in ruins by the shockwaves and energy of the fight. The scene then shifts to the sacred world of the Kais, also known as Kai Shin's planet. Whis and Beerus are seen heading there, possibly looking for assistance. Meanwhile, the Supreme Kai, Kai Shin, is deeply confused and surprised. He wonders aloud how Goku, a mortal, could possibly release an energy so powerful that it shook the entire universe. His thoughts are interrupted when he sees Beerus suddenly appear before him. Shocked by the God of Destruction's arrival, Kai Shin asks why he's come. Beerus responds bluntly, asking, "Can't you fix my planet?" Kai Shin answers yes, though he's clearly caught off guard by the request. When the group arrives at what remains of Beerus's planet, Kai Shin is stunned. Nearly the entire planet is gone, damaged beyond recognition. Seeing the destruction with his own eyes, he can hardly believe it. Beerus, unbothered by Kai Shin's reaction, asks again, "Can you restore it to its original state?" Kai Shin confirms that he can, but admits that he's simply shocked by how much damage has been done. After this short exchange, both Beerus and Whis leave the restoration task to Kai Shin and head off to check on Goku's condition, still concerned about what just happened and what it might mean going forward.